School is back in session, and if Captain Crunch were to make a cereal for the class of 2027, he would have to call it Oops, All Jadens. I've taught Jadens before, of course, but I've never seen so many of them as I have in my collective classes this year. It's not really all that surprising, of course. Names ride trends. They come, they go, they rise and fall in popularity. It happens all the time. For example, when I was born in the late 70s, the most popular name for boys was Jason. The most popular name for girls was Jennifer. And if you look at people my age, you can find an awful lot of Jasons and an awful lot of Jennifers. My closest cousin is a Jennifer. The best man at my wedding was a Jason. Hi, Jason. Hi, Jennifer. And it's easy to trace these name trends over the decades, too. There's lots of available resources to do it, but for the sake of this video, I use nametrends.net. So if any of my information is wrong, blame them, not me. One of the things you look at if you notice the data for the older name trends is that sometimes these older names can come back. For example, a lot of the names that are very popular right now are names that were thought of as old people names when I was young. Names like Noah, Elijah, Oliver, Sophia, Charlotte. You see these names all over the place now, but if you say the name Sophia to people around my age, the first thing any of us is going to think about is this American treasure saying, "Picture it, Sicily, 1929. And a lot of these trends are driven by pop culture as well, especially Disney. In 1989, after The Little Mermaid came out, the name Ariel exploded in popularity for girls. A generation later, Frozen did the same thing and gave us an avalanche of Elsas. The name Flynn jumped up over 800 places in the list of most popular American baby names after the premiere of the movie Tangled. And while it wasn't the eventual Disney movie that did it, the obscure British name Wendy saw a huge rise in popularity after J.M. Barrie's 1904 play Peter Pan. Even non-family friendly movies can affect this. Kevin Smith's Clerks may not have sold as many tickets as Frozen, but there was a noticeable uptick in the number of boys named Dante after it came out. The smash hit The Matrix was followed by a swell of girls named Trinity. And the name Sydney, which previously had been thought of as a boy's name, rose highly in popularity for girls after the movie Scream. It can be a cross-cultural thing, too. The name Kevin has been relatively popular for American boys for a very long time, but there's a lot of Germans in their 30s walking around with that name right now because of the popularity of the movie Home Alone. Sometimes names that didn't even exist before a movie or a TV show becomes popular turn into real names. After the movie Wreck-It Ralph came out, the next year there were 63 American girls given the name Vanellope. And of course, after Game of Thrones, there was just an enormous boom in names like Arya, Daenerys, and worst of all, Khaleesi. It's not even her name, it was a title. That'd be like naming a girl Princess, which according to Name Trends was number 797 on the girls' name list in 2019. It's not a new thing either. The names Jessica, Miranda, Olivia, Viola, they're all thought to have been invented by, or at least popularized by, the plays of my boy, Willie Shakespeare. Of course, culture can end a name trend as well. The name Monica was fairly popular in the 60s, 70s, 80s. It experienced a surge in popularity in 1994 with the TV show Friends, and then in 1996, the popularity of Monica just cratered. Kids, ask your parents what happened to Monica in 1996. The name trend thing, though, can lead to some interesting problems when you're writing about the past. The movie Breakfast at Tiffany's came out in 1961, and the name Tiffany got a big boom, even though the name of the character from the movie is actually Holly. Tiffany was pretty popular in the 70s, and then in the 80s it had a big boom after the rise of Tiffany Darwish, a name which means absolutely nothing to you, but if I only call her by her first name like she always did professionally, every kid of the 80s remembers the musical megastar Tiffany. And because of the Legion of Tiffany's, the name Tiffany feels inextricably linked to the 1980s. If I were to write a book set in, say, 1657 with a character named Tiffany, that would feel just ridiculously out of place, right? Except it wouldn't be. The name Tiffany was originally a nickname for the name Theophania, which was very popular in England and France centuries ago. The earliest documented case of the name Tiffany in writing is in the year 1600. Writers call this the Tiffany Problem, when something feels anachronistic even though it's not. You've probably seen the memes about Abraham Lincoln sending a fax to a samurai, or maybe the ones about Dracula drinking a Coca-Cola and playing with Nintendo playing cards. It just doesn't seem to us that these things should exist in the same time period, but the fact is they did. In fact, there are lots of things that are probably older than most people realize. For example, the first vending machine. When do you think the vending machine was invented? 1920s, 30s? The earliest vending machine was invented 2,000 years ago, and the first model was used to dispense holy water. The Incan Empire had a system of message delivery that's surprisingly similar to our modern postal service, right down to the Bugs Bunny stamps. And the first use of OMG as an abbreviation for Oh My God was in a letter from 1917, written by Winston Churchill. So the next time you're watching a movie set in the past and something about it seems just too modern, double check to make sure it is before you start to complain about it on Twitter. Oh, and to all you Jadens out there watching this, don't worry, I promise not to hold your unfortunate association with this guy against you. Hey Eddie, give me 5.
Give me 4.